right. You know what that music means. We are back for another season of Talking Domination. It's the first week of August, so draft prep season is ramping up. So good to see the boys getting up and about and starting to get ready for the 13th draft, I believe, of this vaunted fantasy league. Yeah, great to be back here doing a little preseason live stream just to give everybody a bit of a taste of what's to come. So I'm going to bring in my co-host, currently acting in his semi-official capacity as the Commissioner and Undersecretary for Numbers and Trophies, one of the league's better acronyms, in my opinion. And I'm going to bring him in to present the newest addition to the league's expanding collection of perpetual trophies. So let's give a big Domination League welcome to the Kingmaker, the Commissioner Undersecretary. Take it away, mate. What do you got for us?
I have here the Hexed helmet, the cursed crown, if you will, but Hexed helmet I think is more appropriate. It has champion on the side. It is a legit helmet. It's actually a little bit uncomfortable here, but it stays on your head. And for the person who wins the minor premiership, who never ever wins the actual championship, you can wear this all draft and throughout the finals. You'll need to sip beer through a straw, but I think that can be managed. And Kurt will have the lovely privilege of wearing this magnificent helmet on draft day. Look at it. Look at this beautiful thing.
That's brilliant. And also allowed you to do a pretty dramatic reveal of the hair you've been growing for quite some time.
It's a double reveal of both the hair and the helmet. So I look forward to wearing that throughout the season. For those who now look, maybe I would do a thing where if you're on top of the ladder, you can possess the helmet, and that's fine. But it's not going to happen. No one's going to deliver shit. I don't live in that fantasy anymore. So if it moves around, so be it. But mostly it will sit a finals related memento.
I think it's great, and I think it's actually one of our more practical trophies because, as you sort of alluded to there, this is one of the longest running curses in the league. The person who has the unbelievably good run during the regular season and finishes top literally never wins the championship. So this would be a good opportunity for you to take your frustrations out by putting the helmet on and running full speed at the wall.
Absolutely. That's, I think, exactly what you should be doing when you inevitably lose, because James Cook can't get a touchdown line over the 1 yard line, and then Josh Allen just rushes it in, so you lose by 12 points. That's when you just smash your head against the wall during the heron ball.
So yeah, no, that's great. Look forward to bringing that into the league folklore. All right, we're going to get on with the main business of the day. Which is basically an update from the desk of the Commissioner. So essentially what I'm going to go through today is some rule changes. I've been Commissioner for a couple of seasons now. I've been playing it pretty cool, kind of letting things play out, mostly business as usual. But I decided, the league's probably getting a little bit stale at this point. Decide we need to mix it up a little bit. So, it's probably about time I start to wield a bit of executive power. So that's what I'm going to do. And so I have been working hard in the lab to cook up some exciting changes for the league that we're going to bring in this year that I think are really going to mix things up, make it more interesting, more engaging. So yeah, I'll run through them and keen to get your thoughts, CK, as we go.
Well, I'm excited about this. It's always good to keep it fresh. I like your approach that you started off light touch. Now you're effectively maybe in your second term of government, and it's time to execute actual change. And frankly, no matter what you do, you can't make a worse decision than our original commissioner, Dan, who introduced the keeper rule, which resulted in Kurt winning a buttload of championships. So it cannot be worse than that. Sure.
Surely not. Anyway, let's get into it. We've got a few to go through here.
This rule is keeper rule.
Actually, the first rule I should bring you is to bring in a lifetime ban for keeper rules, but maybe I'll add to the list. All right. First one is to do with league fees. This will affect you actually, mate, as the league treasurer. So, one thing, and this isn't really, impacting the how the league plays out, but this is just something I thought it was pretty important to take a position on, given everything that's happened in the league and in the world more broadly. I think it has to be acknowledged that we are first and foremost an Australian league. We are proudly Australian. And so whilst certain members of the league might choose to participate from abroad, which is fine, I think there needs to be some acknowledgement that that around here we're true blue and we put Australia first, which is why I have made the executive decision that there will be 100% tariff imposed on league fees for any international participants. So if, for example, you're playing from the United States, just to pick a random country, you'll be paying a $100 entry fee this year instead of the normal $50. What do you reckon, Chris? Are you down with this?
I think this is absolutely appropriate, and I can give you a number of reasons why. It's the first time I've heard this rule, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. And these are the reasons. Number one, the American dollar is worth a buttload more than the Australian dollar. So their fee, earning American dollars, is not the same as our Australian dollars, and we need parity of monetary value. All right, that's number one. Yep. Number two, if you live or are residing in the United States, there will be a clear advantage week in, week out. You're not going to have these 4:30 a.m. starts that we do. Now, maybe we do have the auto sub now or whatever, but still, huge advantage drafting and living in the United States. And I actually think we should take this one step further. And I think we should be more parochial. And if you're outside the state, you should pay more.
Well, that was going to be probably one of the next points I would come to, and I thought I might throw this after discussion. Do we consider Queensland to be part of Australia?
They don't. No. More money, Jared.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you're outside, the main,
John supports the interstate tariff.
All right, well, there you go. We've held a vote on it now. So if you're outside South Australia, you pay a 100% tariff.
That's true. And if you didn't attend the meeting, if you didn't attend live, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
3 people here. It has the motion is carried.
I mean, we've set this at I think what is a pretty fair and suitable time. It's about 2 a.m. in the US. So I think old mate could have joined us and had his say if he wanted to.
He gets the advantage of the games. He doesn't get the advantage of the league meetings.
Yeah. All right. Done. Let's move on. All right. This next one, this has been inspired by, this is a thing that exists in real life in sporting leagues, including the NFL, is the commissioner's exempt list, right? And this is basically reserved. This is sort of the executive power of the commissioner to essentially come in over the top and say, I'm excluding this individual or these individuals from the league. Essentially kind of bypassing the judicial mechanisms and just making a bit of a captain's call in the best interest of the organization overall. So this is something that Sleeper supports. This is something that we can do. So at the discretion of the commissioner of our league, certain NFL players are going to be marked as unrosterable for the upcoming season, right? And this is just something that I have decided to do. There are certain guys that, quite frankly, I'm sick of seeing. I'm sick of hearing about. I think they consistently bring the game into disrepute. I just don't want to see them in our league anymore, mate. And so this is what I'm doing. And we're going to have a commissioner's exempt list. And at this point, I'm going to reveal the members of the commissioner's exempt list for 2025. So first and foremost, Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, Pittsburgh.
Jono wants Marlon Mack on the list.
Why would Marlon Mack be on the list?
Is anyone going to draft Aaron Rodgers? Kurt, I suppose, in round 22, and then he'll have the greatest season of his life. So I think this is a good move.
Yeah, this is that is the extended list, by the way. That's the list.
Really? I was hoping Josh Allen would be in the list. I didn't forget him when he ruined my season.
Nah, he's a nice guy, Josh Allen.
It just ruins everyone's season if you don't have him.
Hot wife.
I know, but let's just bring it down to a more of a parity position. The number one overall is too powerful, especially when Stu handed it to you on a silver platter for some reason.
Yeah. All right. So apologies if anyone had any ambitions of drafting this fucking douchebag, but it's not happening. He's out of fantasy. Next. All right. This one might be a little bit controversial, but hear me out. All right. So one of the one of the biggest sources of conflict and drama that we have in this league is trades, right? Every fucking time, like on the rare occasion that a trade actually gets done in this league, every fucking bloke and his dog has a whinge about it. Oh, it's bullshit. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, it was trade rate, blah, blah, blah. So here's my solution, right? From now on, every single trade that gets agreed to in our league will only be processed if it has 100% member approval. All right, so every single trade is going to go up. Everyone's going to have a chance to vote on it. And if it doesn't get universal approval, then it doesn't go through, right? And I think this is going to work out great. We're all kind of mature adults here. I know we've had our disagreements about trades in the past, but honestly, I think this is going to be a net positive for the league.
Are you counting on the experience of our league members to not use this as a gamification veto technique, but to positively express their belief about the validity of a particular trade?
I think we're all adults here, mate, and if I can't trust the members of this league to use this power in the best interest of the competition, then what are we doing here, mate? Honestly,
Jono is not a fan. He thinks there's too much conflict of interest.
Didn't ask your opinion, mate.
I must say this is going to make it difficult for me to king make.
You might need a new nickname, mate.
The Peacemaker. We all have peace and unity. I know that name's already been taken by John Cena, but the Peacemaker. Jono is not a fan. He's not a fan, mate.
That's unfortunate. Although that kind of makes me get behind the rule even more. All right. Now, this is one of my favorites. I have been wanting to do this for years, and we're about to kick into it, right? So we're going to introduce relegation and promotion, right? So, obviously coming dead last in the league, everyone knows about the Ringo. It's one of the league's kind of most beloved and enduring traditions, and everybody, fights all the way to the end.
Everybody?
Generally everybody fights all the way to the end in order to avoid the infamous handcuffs, right? But I thought, what could we do to really kind of step up the risk reward around last place? And there are some leagues out there that do this and do it really well. So as of this season, the last place finisher is going to be relegated from the league for the following season, right? They're going to have to sit out on the sideline and watch the action until they have a chance to come back the following year. All right.
Who will be the 12th man? Will we make password as Taco, or we're having a 13th
you raise a good point. We do actually need a 13th person, and I have been doing some wheeling and dealing in the background. Now, look, bringing a new person into the league is always kind of fraught with peril. You don't really know what you're going to get. You don't know if they're going to come up to our level of commitment. But I'm pleased to share that we're not going to have to go through that, because I have successfully negotiated the return of a beloved former league member. Oh shit! I'm sorry. That's actually women's BBL player Lizelle Lee.
No way. That you photoshopped his head on her body.
that's actually a real player. I swear to God, Carter Factor sent this to me during the BBL season.
I actually thought, the first thing I thought was, he's lost some weight. He's looking good.
I'm sorry. That's actually not his. That's very awkward. But yeah, we're bringing old mate back to be our 13th man, and
so is he joining this year? Who was the Ringo last year? Are they out?
Nah, look, I thought no, we won't kick out. It was Handsome Andy. He if you remember, I unjustly sent him down into last place in the final showdown. But no, I thought we'll let him have another season before we bring Lizelle here back into the fold for 2026.
Schluter's keen to return.
Schluter is amped to return. I think it's fair to say. Yeah. So yeah, there we go. So lots to play for this year. I want to come last, or you'll be missing the next season.
Do you not anticipate this being a bit of a revolving door where Schluter is in and then out and then in and out like every second year?
I think that might actually be the reason that I've chosen to bring him back, so we'd have to deal with him every season.
Okay. Look, this is pretty radical. I propose that the loser wear like a lycra onesie that says "Fantasy Football Loser" at a 5K park run, and you thought that was too extreme. But you think this is an appropriate balance?
I do. Yeah, I'm a man of many contradictions.
Okay. Well, I'm not. It's bold. I'll give you that.
It is. All right. So on to some more kind of mechanics of how we run our teams. Obviously,
just to be clear, Jono does not have a view on the Schluter Ringo situation.
I'm assuming he's 100% on board. All right. So roster slots, right? This is about roster management, right? So we kind of obviously we brought an injured reserve. I was against it at first, but it's kind of worked out to be okay.
We still have it. We still have it.
We do still have it, yeah. And we went through obviously COVID. There was COVID reserve. There's all this kind of stuff that comes up that sidelines your players, and you don't want to lose them off your roster. So one thing that has been popping up kind of more and more in the NFL is players that you've invested either draft capital, traded for, picked up on waivers, finding themselves running afoul of Johnny Law out there in the big bad world. And the NFL is taking a pretty hardline stance on this stuff these days. So suspensions for legal issues are pretty common. Again, this is something that I've looked into with Sleeper, and we can certainly do this. This isn't Sleeper's name for it. This is what I call it. I'm calling it shitbag reserve, right? So this is for your real fucking scumbags, right? The guys that you're like, man, I hate this bloke, but he puts up with numbers, and I really don't want to drop him, because he's serving a 4-week suspension because he fucking murdered someone, right? So
new suspension for sexual assault, or perhaps a 10-week suspension for smoking marijuana. Either way, they're in the shitbag category.
So the roster slot's going to be added for players that are serving suspensions for infractions such as sexual misconduct, domestic abuse, vehicular manslaughter, or just cheating at football. So yeah, I think this will make roster management much easier.
I think this is a fantastic addition, and I have a question. So, with the way we've done the IR, is that if you can't draft someone who's on the IR at the time of draft, right? And I presume equally, if someone is suspended, you can't draft them and put them in the suspension slot.
I'll be honest and say that I probably haven't thought through all of the permutations of this. I might try and I'll try and come back with some clear guidelines and policies around how we're going to implement this.
Okay, because then I have a secondary question. I had a secondary question. In the case of Rashid Rice, he will probably get suspended, but if he's not suspended at the time of our draft, is that sort of a bit of a loophole you could use?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of these guys. A lot of these guys end up with these kind of drawn out legal proceedings that their lawyers manage to usually try to get happening in the off season so that they're out of the spotlight. Yeah, lawyers like you, Chris. But yeah, it's a good point. We'll figure it out. But yeah, most important thing is that when you do have the absolute worst human beings on the planet on your fantasy roster, there is now a safe space for you to store them while they're on the sideline thinking about what it is that they've done.
I love this. Should have did this years ago.
Absolutely. Let's move on. All right, this one is wild. All right. So what's better than 2 quarterbacks? That's right. We're going to 3 QBs, baby.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I think, like, I'll be honest, I'm so excited for this one. I think this is going to take the Leafs to the next level, man. Because, like, you know what? When we went from 1 to 2, that was a big step up, and it really took the league up to a new level of competitiveness. This, I reckon, we're going to the moon, baby.
So is this 2 superflexes, or is it 2 quarterbacks and 1 superflex, or just 3 quarterbacks?
I'm actually doing away with superflex. It's just going to be 3 quarterbacks. You have to find 3 guys that play the quarterback position every week. And you know what? I've run the numbers on this, and I think it's going to be fine. Yeah.
Well, this guy's like Taysom Hill, right? Like, he can fill in a spot.
Yeah. So look, I and I think you could probably put together like a fully like realistic quarterback roster. Would probably look something like this. These photos are to scale, by the way.
Who is this? Who is the third one? Bryce Young.
It is, yeah. He's not the biggest guy out there, but yeah, look, you could definitely put together a team like that, and I don't think this is. I think this is going to be super exciting. I think the market for quarterbacks is just going to go, diamond hands to the moon.
There's only one way this could be improved, but I love this. I love this.
How could this be improved? Go on, I'm open to it.
Oh, I don't know your future rules, but maybe you're going to do two tight ends, which I'd fucking love. But
how about 2 kickers?
Yeah, 2 kickers. There's other things you could do in this same sort of mindset, but I love this stuff. It's going to make quarterback drafting so important. Kurt will have to change his strategy for the first time in 13 years.
Actually, that's a good. I didn't think about that, but man, this is going to be a big. It's going to be a big change for some of these QB dodgers in the draft, and Kurt is one of the worst offenders.
It's a fun bit of strategy. Like, you could draft, like, let's say you want to get a Josh Allen, right? And then you get his backup. And when he's playing a shit team, he's going to get benched like in the third quarter. So you slot the backup in for like some fourth quarter points.
Yeah, a lot of advanced strategies on offer here. Anyway, 3 QBs, get after it. All right. Now, this one actually is a bit of a callback to something we were talking about a little bit earlier, right? And this is one of the it's one of the most kind of contentious issues that we have in the league, where there's a bit of there's a bit of separation between those who are willing to get up and check their roster, check the last minute news before kickoff on a Monday morning, right? And you've also got this whole old mate living over in the US, as you alluded to, gives him a real big competitive advantage, because this isn't happening at 2 o'clock on a Monday morning for him. This is happening on a luxurious Sunday afternoon while he's kicking back in the land of the free, grilling a barbecue and drinking some shit beer, right? So, I thought long and hard about what can we do to kind of level the playing field between those who are actually willing to commit to getting up and doing the last minute checks of the roster and everything, and those who just want to sleep through it and get up and check their team whenever they get up. And so, I thought, well, why don't we try to bring about a rule change that will essentially kind of compel everyone to come up to the level of commitment that we expect in this league. And I thought, one really good way that we could do this, right, is that we could have waivers. So the waiver claims that we put in are now not going to clear until 2 o'clock on a Monday morning, right? So what this means is that, that hot running back pickup that you just dropped $80 of fab on a Wednesday that you're dead keen to slot into your roster, right? You won't be able to do that until 2 a.m. on a Monday. So you're going to have to get up, check the waivers, make your adjustments, and slot it in. And I think, given that a lot of people in the league, a reasonable number of guys are already doing this and already getting up, I think this is just going to level out the playing field for everyone.
I hate this. I'm not a morning person. This is
I know, mate, but I'm sure you're willing to make the sacrifice.
I can't even use the Fantasy Pros app thing that Jono almost got banned by from Tex, which I've never used, but I could use, except that if the waiver hasn't cleared, I can't tell it to put in that player.
That's true. Yeah. Now this is a job that only a human can do, and they can only do it at a really unfortunate time. Yeah.
I don't like it.
That's a shame, mate.
The first one tonight, I'm not in furious agreement with.
That's okay. Like, you can't please everyone, but unfortunately, you will be setting that alarm for Monday mornings from here on out. I know you're a big wave, a big fab guy. So this is going to hit hard, mate.
All the fab week 1 and not worry about the shit.
Yeah. So that's it. That is those are my rule changes. They are not up for discussion or debate. These are decrees of the commissioner, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great season.
I like them more than this. I was maybe hoping for an extra kicker spot or a tight, two tight ends. Maybe.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll slip another show in before the season starts, and we'll take some listener requests for new rules.
Well, yeah, multiple defenses. That could be interesting.
It could be all right, actually. Two DST.
Yeah. I think that could be cool. I would like to. I'm going to write the sleeper. I would like. I don't want to go full IDP, right? It's too much. But could they separate out the defense and the special teams? So I can get the defense from one. I don't think sleeper allows this, but the defense from one club and the special teams from another. I'd like that. That'd be more fun.
That's a good shout, because some teams are really solid on D and they get a lot of sacks and turnovers and stuff. But then some teams have just got crazy good like kick returners and stuff like that, right? I like it.
I'd sleep about that one. I could revolutionize fantasy with this.
You could. All right, bit of a reminder. We got draft coming up Friday, August 29. That's Le Maison de Quartier, which is French for old mate's place.
French for rostro.
Thank you to Carter Factor for opening his doors to us. To draft what I assume will be a record number of quarterbacks.
It's going to be like first 12 quarterbacks, then second round. What are you thinking? All quarterbacks, or do you get a mix there at the second round? I reckon. Mix.
The thing is, right, that you can always rely on somebody in this league to zag where they should zig, right? So, somebody who really should be taking quarterback in the second round is going to go ahead and take some, and it won't be a good pick either. They'll pick like some rookie running back or some shit.
And have we determined that Jared, I don't believe, will be in attendance. Tyson won't be in attendance. So somebody's going to have to do their picks, and as per league precedent, will that be the responsibility of the Ringo?
Well, I mean, the plan is for these guys to be virtually in attendance, right? So they'll be able to make.
Someone still needs to be this. Someone still needs to be their sticker bitch.
Oh, sticker bitch, yeah. Well, that'll be the Ringo for sure, mate.
Yeah. Perfect.
He'll be busy actually. He'll be putting up stickers.
He'll be very busy. Look, Hanson Andy's gonna look very handsome standing next to that board, like he's on Wheel of Fortune, like doing the stickers and the numbers. Right, he's gonna be up there, looking very fresh. Maybe in that lycra suit that you won't let me buy.
Yep. Do you reckon we're gonna have trouble hearing Kurt's picks as he's talking through the visor of the helmet?
Well, could you hear me before when I was in the helmet?
Yeah, but I mean, you're like 3 inches from the microphone.
He's just gonna have to yell like a quarterback would, Huh.
You can call him out like a cadence.
Anything else? Jono really failed off. I don't know. He's still watching, but I don't know if he got.
I think he might have been in shock, actually.
Well, it's big changes, but sometimes you got to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. And maybe all of these changes won't continue on, but it's going to be an interesting season.
I think it's shaping up to be possibly our best season yet, mate.
He's still here.
And I'm looking forward to keeping this show going as often as we can to keep everyone updated on how the new rules are affecting the league. And I think it'll be great.
We'll do a whole segment on the show about the rule changes and are they positive or negative on a week by week basis.
Yeah,
this is exciting. It's crazy ball. It's time to the next level. All right. Well, now I know you weren't live, so a lot of these rule changes I didn't know about these rule changes, so they were fresh to me. But I'm excited. So it'll be good to hear, other than the Monday morning shit show, it'll be good to hear. What everyone else thinks, either on the Facebook group or in the Domination League chat or on the YouTube page. You can reach us on many socials as to Talking Domination and what you want to talk about in your Domination League. So we'll be back. Are we going to do like a post-draft one? You don't like doing those, but maybe we should.
I don't, because it just ends up being like opinions on other people's drafts. But we're changing things up this year, so maybe we will.
Let's do it. I think we should. All right. So thank you, everyone that joined, aka Jono. We will catch you all at the draft.